Hey, slash I do buckaroos. How the heck are you? I am, well, you know who I am. We don't need to go into that. We don't need to go into that. Anyways, how the heck are you? I'm going to do something that I don't think I've ever done before. I'm going to sure it's working here. Hold on. Yeah, we'll get back to it. I'm going to make a shot right in front of you. I don't believe I've done that before. I've made a cocktail. I've got a cocktail prepped ahead of time. And the shot I'm doing is basically a cocktail. But I thought I'd do this a very specific way for you. Then I've got a beer I'm going to have with me in between it all. So I'm using the St. Elmo cherry vanilla infused bourbon. It is at 88 proof. I'm going to pour about a half an ounce of that roughly. A little bit lighter on the second ingredient. And the second ingredient is some creme de cacao or cream de cocoa, as some might pronounce. We'll go slightly lighter on that. Give us a shot here. And basically, what I'm going for is a cherry cordial shot, right? I got the cherry vanilla. Vanilla gives you that cream like note, and then that chocolate like note from the creme de cacao. Anyways, here we go. Let's pour that in here and see what we got. There we go. And cilantro. Ah, that is delicious. That'll be a great Valentine's Day shot. Although people tend to think more strawberry and chocolate on Valentine's Day. But I think it's just the man trying to tell us how we should think, man. And we don't have to. If we want chocolate and cherries on Valentine's Day, by golly, we ought to be able to have. Anyways, there we go. I think we're going now. All right. I wanted to make sure that was working. It wasn't showing earlier. Anyways, I digress. So I've got a beer here I'm going to pop with you now. This is from Minocqua Brewing out of Minocqua, Wisconsin. This is the Resistance, a Pilsner for true patriots. It says, see if I can get over here in the lighting and read some of this to you. I'm not going to read it all to you because the lettering is really small, man. And my eyes are getting old. I haven't had new glasses in 3 years, man. I really need new glasses. Anyways, on November 5th, 2024, good Lord. America elected a strong man to become our 47th president. A man who seeks to destroy America's founding principles, turn the military, good Lord, I cannot read that, turn the military against its domestic enemies and roll back basic rights for women, minorities, and the LGBTQ community. Yeah, it's bizarre to me. I really do. It may not seem like it, but I really do. I really do try to refrain from talking politics, but it's been really tough lately when everything seems so front and center, right? We were witnessing atrocities right before our eyes, and we're supposed to stay quiet about it. I cannot make that make sense. I've had my livelihood threatened because I won't be quiet. Quite frankly, at some point, I expect my life to be threatened because I won't be quiet. I mean, what we're witnessing now is just so incredibly insane. I don't think anybody could have written a plot so ridiculous as to what we are all living right now. I mean, if a movie would have been made 20 years ago about what is actually going on right now, everybody would have said, no, that's way too far fetched. That could never happen. Yet here we are living in an Onion article. They can't write absurdities as absurd as what we're all living today. So, anyways, I don't know. Deal with it the way you will, I suppose. Well, what really bothers me the most is not necessarily that it's happening, is that I'm seeing so many folks that I thought were friends happy that it's happening. They're happy that people are being murdered in cold blood by this ICE Gestapo machine. They're happy that rights are being stricken from the LGBTQ community and minorities. They're happy about all of this. And that's the part that bothers me the most. I didn't realize there were so many morally deficient people living among us that claim to be religious. It just drives me batshit crazy. I can't figure it out. You claim to be religious, you claim to follow Jesus, yet you dismiss everything Jesus said and stood for. It is completely bizarre world right now. Anybody okay with what is going on right now in our society clearly never read the Bible, or let me rephrase that, never understood it. Anyway, anyway, I digress. What are you gonna do, right? So here I am, witnessing the fall of society right before my eyes. What am I doing about it? Oh, I'm having a beer. Hell, I don't know. I wish I could do more about it. I want to do more about it. I would want to be. I want to be Mick Fleetwood in the original Running Man. Right? I want to be that guy. Finding my finding my Dweezil Zappa and creating a resistance. But I mean, hell, I don't know. I think, like so many of us, I'm just dumbfounded that so many people are okay with what's going on. Because I mean, you watch the dominoes fall, and you can see. Well, are you awake now? No, but this one, no. Okay, I can see there's no reaching you when the person you support. We now know for a fact, it's not my opinion. We now for a fact he trafficked children. We now know for a fact he raped children. We now know for a fact he's a racist because he posts several racist things, man. And a racist video yesterday or the day before. I mean, it's no longer opinion. All of these things are facts, and you're following that. So I don't know. I'm not sure what to do at this point. Anybody that has said, okay, I made a mistake by now, isn't going to. It's that cognitive dissonance, because if they realize they made a mistake now, then they have to question everything, right? And they don't have the wherewithal to do that. And that's what's just that. The part for me that's incredibly sad is all of these people claim to be extremely religious. It's just bizarre. How can you say you're following the teachings of Jesus, yet not following any of them? And celebrating a person that is clearly, if you believe in the Bible at all, is the Antichrist. I personally don't. I think the Bible is a work of fiction. It is mythology. It was written by men at the time to control the masses. Now, that's not saying I don't believe in a God or a president or even Jesus. I just don't think the Bible is nonfiction. I'm not saying I don't believe in something. In fact, I do, but it doesn't take a genius to realize that the Bible is clearly a work of nonfiction. There are too many That's what I'm looking for. They're just there's too many nonsensities. There's too many things that just could not happen. And there's too many things that, even if it did happen, is that really what you want a God to be? Because the God you want to say is benevolent, the God in the Bible is clearly a bully who's telling you, believe in me or you're going to die or go to hell. you know, that's not a benevolent individual. That's a bully, man. Anyways, anyways, I digress. I digress, man. Anyways, here we go. There have been so many signs along the way that clearly state that that he is batshit crazy. He is insane. He has lost his mind. He clearly has dementia at this point. Um, and there's been so many things that happen. I've given so many people chances to say, can you admit now you're wrong? And they still won't. Anybody that hasn't been able to admit they're wrong by now isn't going to. There's just been too many things. So I'm just cutting people out. I can't do it. Whether you're family, friends, or whatever, I'm just not going to deal with people that think this is the way we should live. That we should have a Gestapo organization that asks for papers and will kill you if you don't comply immediately. I mean, this is just bizarre world, and I can't do it anymore. I'm not going to pretend it's okay, and I'm not going to stay quiet because it's the safe thing to do. And anybody that knows me knows I've never done the same thing. So, hey, man, let the chips fall where they may at this point. But if you're going to back this guy, fuck you. I've got no use for you. If you're still behind somebody we now know is a pedophile, we now know is a racist, we now know is just a all around despicable human being, fuck you. I got no use for you. All right. Okay, now there's a political portion of this video. I'm done with all that, man. It's going to get happy from here, I promise. I'll be right back. So some might see this more appropriate around Christmas being cherry cordial because cherry cordials are given around Christmas time. But I can also see this as a Valentine's cocktail. I mean, everything's got to be chocolate, strawberries. I get it. I get it. But really, I mean, what's not Valentine's Day about chocolate and a cherry? I mean, really. So anyway, what I have in here again, you saw me make it. It is the cherry vanilla bourbon St. Elmo's. It is some creme de cacao or cream de cocoa, and that's it. I kept it simple. I had some bitters I thought about putting in it. Got some cocoa or I got some cocoa bitters I thought about putting in. So I just want to leave it just like that. I want to leave it very pure chocolate, cherry, and sláinte. Douglas and Brad, if you're still watching, Sláinte, I didn't. I just noticed you were there at one point or another. If you guys ever have a question or comment, let me know. I will put it up there. This is nice. So the St. Elmo's at 88 proof. It is a tad on the sweet side. I'm not going to lie to you, but it does work for a cocktail such as this. Just makes you feel good all over. Anyways, yeah, it's tasty though. Yeah, that cherry vanilla, and then you add that chocolate in there, and it just takes it to a whole other place. Anyways, anyways, I digress. As we're getting closer to Valentine's Day, as I talk to you at this moment in time, I'm off, but that can always change. My wife and I don't typically do anything on Valentine's Day. A couple years ago, we did an event just because we knew some friends were going to be there. And we talked about doing something this year, but I think we always talk each other out. My wife has always had social anxiety issues, but she's really been working on getting herself out of her comfort zone. She's really placed herself in some situations due to what I do. So I have to really commend her for that. But the other part of that is I've been going the other direction. I've always been that very social individual but because I have to be so social at work on my days off, I just have that need to shut everything down. I don't want to be around people on my day off. I want to be quiet. I want to watch a movie with my wife, right? I want everything to be. I need some zen. And quite frankly, always before on my days off, I had to go out. I had to do something. I had to be around people. But I'm not that way anymore. I think part of it is getting old. I am an old man, after all. I am very old, man. Uh, but then a part of it is that what I do for a living now is I am social every day. So when I do have a day off, I just want to shut it all down. So, anyways, I digress. Let me wrap this up. This country's always had the good and bad, right? We had moments of greatness, but I feel like it's always been marred by atrocities throughout every generation. I mean, the fact that it was what 69 before a woman could even, or maybe 68 or 69 before a woman could even have a checking account shows that we're kind of slow to learn. We want to claim to be great, but but not really achieving that. And it feels like we have a society now that wants to go back to where only rich people can control what's going on. They don't want us working class folks to have a decision. And what's bizarre to me is I'm seeing working class folks voting for a society that excludes them. It seems very bizarre, and I can't make sense of it. But I'm kind of done trying at this point. I'm just gonna, you know, like I said, I would love to be Mick Fleetwood in the original Running Man, putting together a resistance. Um, but the truth is, I'm just a cog in the machine. If there is that Mick Fleetwood out there putting a resistance together, hey, I'm willing to I'm willing to join you. I'll be your cook, right? Or I'll be your bartender. Whatever my skill set might be. I got a few other skills, but I'm not going to tell you all of them. I will tell you this: my dad fought in World War II, mostly in the South Pacific, but the result was the same. My dad would be absolutely appalled at what's going on. He would be appalled of the relatives that he has that are okay with this regime and what's going on right now. So all of you that knew my dad that are okay with what's going on, shame on you. You're all a bunch of cowards. I am Tom. We're just gonna skip to the end, say all around good guy.